What's up, everyone? I'm Ashley Smashley. In this video, we're going to talk about how the ego can keep you small. If you are new here, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. On this channel, we talk all things spiritual awakening, the light and the dark, so we can become aware and integrate, because that's necessary to become the version of you that can live out your infinite potential. Now, a lot of us, when we think about the ego, we think about like being arrogant or thinking you're like putting yourself on a pedestal and thinking you're better than other people, or being judgmental of other people. There's a lot of ways the ego shows up, right? But one of the ways that the ego can show up is by keeping you small. Like, if you have a big spiritual mission on this planet, this is something that I had to get over. You could be like, there's no way that's me. You know, like me? A chosen one? Me? Little old me? There's no way. And that's your ego keeping you small, thinking you're not good enough. You know, it can go the other way as well. So pay attention to how you feel about yourself, or when this is showing up. Like, if you feel like you've been called to a higher mission or purpose, or I don't know, like I'll use my personal life or my personal experience here. So people, especially when other people will project on you their insecurities, right? They'll think spiritual ranking is ego. Like, you think you're better than other people because you're more highly ranked in the spirit realm than other people. And it's just not true. That is an illusion of the ego. Spiritual ranking exists, but it's not an ego thing. It's not, this makes me better than you. It just means I have more responsibility. I've taken on a higher a position in the integration, the ascension process, as we ascend into new earth. And there are going to be people that step forth as new earth leaders. The people that are highly ranked in the spirit realm, that have been around since day one of creating earth, that sat on these committees creating this entire game. Those spirits are older, more wise. They have a higher ranking than many of these other spirits, like people that are young souls. You know, we think old soul, young soul. Like, age in the physical has nothing to do with it. It's the age of your spirit and how many incarnations that spirit has. And this is all an illusion, guys, okay? I'm talking from the perspective of what's going on within the illusion, because at our essence, we are all one, we are all source, we are all God, right? But there's still a game, there's still a story playing out here. So it's like, we have to try to understand, not with the mind, because your human mind's going to try to get a hold of this and be like, well, that doesn't make sense. That contradicts this and this and this and this. Your mind, the human mind, cannot understand this, okay? This is a feeling and the wisdom from within. And once you actually connect to that wisdom that is encoded into your own DNA, because yes, our DNA is quantum. DNA is not just like some physical thing, all right? It is quantum that was also created on a committee that like when the aliens and the archangels and the angels, and we all split up and delegated who's going to create this and who's going to create that. DNA had its own committee, right? And it had to consult with other committees, obviously, like we all had to consult together when making the trees. And there was a pet committee, like a team of a collective of spirits that made pets. And like every little thing, intricate detail that goes on this planet was created on a committee by aliens and angels. Crazy, I know, right? You're like, God created Earth. Well, yes, because every single spirit is God. But not every single spirit sat on those committees and created Earth. Okay, so many people walking amongst us on this planet, their spirit is relatively new in the timeline of the illusion of the story. They are younger. They weren't born yet. Their spirit did not exist yet as a individualized consciousness when Earth was created. And those are the people that are still lost in the illusion, right? The people that have had their spiritual awakening or are in higher states of consciousness, these are the older souls. They've been around longer. They've had more incarnations. They have more wisdom. They have more human experiences that they've mapped out for themselves to get themselves into this position of a higher state of consciousness within the illusion. So understand that when you wake up to this truth of who you really are, you're starting to remember who you really are, and that you have a big mission or purpose on this planet, that you're actually extremely highly ranked in the spirit realm. The ego's going to come in and try to keep you small and say, you? What do you think? You're better than everybody? And other people are going to come in and think, oh, that's just ego, because they think that they're better than everybody because they call themselves a chosen one, or that they think they're highly ranked in the spirit realm, so they think they're better than everybody. And no, okay, when we look at the grades of school, that's like different states of consciousness, right? Kindergarten, preschool, through, doctorates, PhDs. And when you're going through the grades of school and you level up, grade level up, you don't look back at the kindergarteners and think, oh my God, I'm so much better than you. No, I'm older than you, I'm wiser than you. Right? It has nothing to do with this ego's concept of being better than or less than anybody. Okay, so spiritual ranking exists, but that's not what it's about. There are people here that are meant to be leaders into New Earth, and all the younger souls are going to be like, oh my God, what do we do? Like, oh my God, this whole system has collapsed. When people start activating their DNA and flying, just wait for that. Okay. So yeah, the ego will try to keep you small. All right, don't listen to other people. Tap into your truth, your wisdom. I want to know who I really am. Okay, I want to know the truth about what's going on this planet, on Earth. Not, this is what I believe, prove me right. Jesus died on the cross for our sins, prove me right. Jesus, the consciousness of Jesus is leading the Ascension. Okay, he is an extremely important character in the Ascension, in transition into New Earth, okay? And one way that you can know that you have a big mission or purpose, or if you're an original fallen angel that's been called back to the light, you have had a visit from Jesus. Several years ago, well, in 2021, I had this dream, right? And Jesus came to me in my dream. And he said, round them up, baby, it's time. Round them up. We got to get all these demons into the light, okay? And the original fallen angels, there wasn't a war in heaven and then, Satan took his freaking angels and... No, it was planned. It was all part of the story, okay? They're like, let's create Earth. Let's see how dark it can get. Who wants to go bring the darkness? And people were like, you know what? I'll bring the darkness. Those are the fallen angels. The original fallen angels, okay? And that's one thing you got to get past, the judgment of all the evil that goes on this planet. The most darkest evil things that go on this planet. You better believe you have lived a life doing those things. And you're going, I can't. Some people, that's just going to blow their freaking mind out of the water. They would not be able to handle knowing that in another life they're doing those things. Right? And that's why they're so judgmental of it in their current incarnation. Because it's an unintegrated aspect of self. Hey, I'm just the messenger, guys, okay? If you want to know the truth, go get it from the source. All right? Don't sit in judgment and think there's no way that you could ever be capable of doing those types of things. Because you absolutely are. And you absolutely are doing them. But we're transitioning into new earth. All the darkness is going to get integrated into the light. The people that don't want to step into the light are going to choose an exit point for their spirit. Okay? And this is why we're going to start seeing people dying. Okay? It is what it is. All right? And in an expanded state of consciousness, you don't hold on to grief like this fear of death or losing people and the grief and missing. Like, it just doesn't exist like that anymore. And it can make you feel like people will look at you like you don't have empathy or compassion. And it's just like you don't want to feed the illusion. Like, I understand people still experience their emotions through the human perspective and have this real attachment to them, like they think everything is so real. But it's not. You're not real. Nothing is real. This is an energy hologram. So, once you have these like tangible experiences where your consciousness leaves your body and the identity of the character drops, you realize, wait a second, Ashley doesn't even fucking exist in the way that we think we exist. It doesn't exist like that. It's not real. You're just a character in the story and God is flowing through you. Consciousness, source is flowing through your human character. Acting out, interacting with each other. And like in these descended states of consciousness, we set up soul contracts with each other to interact these experiences with each other to serve each other karma and whatever, like to be the mirror reflecting back and to be able to feel unconditional love. And so that's when you ascend out of your human consciousness, body consciousness, where everything is so real and you're identified as your ego, you can connect to the essence of the other humans, their spirits, and know that you are besties in the spirit realm, that you love each other more than anything in, like, the love, the unconditional love is nothing like human love. I recently got to experience this to an extent that I have never experienced it before with someone I was dating. This, like, pure unconditional love. Didn't matter what their little human was running around and doing, right? Or how much it hurt my human. Because my human was very hurt. But I wanted those experiences because I needed to clear the energy out of my body. right? We planned all of it together. I got to see our soul contract. So once I saw the soul contract that him and I set up together, I was like, you know what? I want all of this. I want to feel this love. I want to feel this pain. I want all of it. So then you can move past all this judgment and the density of being so attached to your experiences and your emotions, right? And if you're still watching my content, I wish he understood that when I said I love you no matter what, I fucking meant that. That he could have literally came to me and told me everything and laid it out. This wasn't meant to happen, right? This is not how the plan. This is what my human wanted, right? This is, oh my God, choose me. Choose to heal. Choose your ascension. Come on with me. Come on, I'm reaching my hand out. Come on, buddy, let's go. Let's go. Let's ascend back to unconditional love. Don't you want to come with me? Because this is like, our souls have had countless lives together in which we've been madly in love and had families, and it's all happening now because it's a story. So that's why I'm still like, it's so hard to get over some people, even if it wasn't that serious, because your souls are so attached in the spirit realm that literally he could have came and spilled his entire guts to me about every single thing and said, you know what, I don't want to live like this anymore. And I would have held his hand and loved him through every second of it. But he still wanted to play games. He still wanted to let his demons control him. He still needed to feed off of validation and attention from stinky bitches. So, anyway, that's when you get to this space of an expanded state of consciousness, you can look past all what the humans are doing, and you'll get wrapped up in it for a minute. And then you can, like, once you process, the point of getting wrapped up in it through the human perspective is to be able to process the energy out of your body. And then once you process the energy out of your body, you'll go back into the expanded state where you're connected to their spirit and their essence. And you're like, oh yeah, we did that. Oh yeah, we filled our soul contract. Thank you. Thank you for serving me that karma. Thank you. Thank you for making me mad so that I could process through that rage from when we were 5 years old, Once you learn how to use your mirror, or your life as a mirror, reflecting back to you all the energy that's still stuck in your vessel so that you can ascend back to unconditional love. But yeah, I've kind of got off track from the original video topic, but it's all playing in together, man. This is reality creation. This is what's really going on here. Don't you want to know what's really going on here on this planet? Or do you want your little ego to step in and keep you small and tell you there's no way you're a chosen one? There's no way you're highly ranked in the spirit realm. There's no way that you're meant to be famous or a global leader on this ascension journey. So, anyway, pay attention to when your little ego steps in and tries to keep you small. Say, is this my ego keeping me small, or is this my truth? Everything you need is encoded in your own DNA. All the wisdom, everything you could possibly need to know, you have access to that from within yourself. All right, but you have to want it, right? Jesus said, right, like, seek and it will be given, or whatever he says. Ask and it will be given. Knock in the door, like knock and the door will be answered, right? I can't think of the actual quote in the scripture right now. But he does say ask and it will be given. He's not talking about stuff in the physical. He's talking about wisdom. If you want to know the truth of the wisdom of what we're doing here, ask with a pure heart, with an open mind, and it will be given. And stop trying to understand it with your human mind. You're not going to understand it. The human mind is not designed to understand this. You have to experience it from within. All right, so if this isn't making any sense to you, go to the source. Go to the source and seek it from within. And don't let your ego keep you small. If you have a big mission, a big purpose, if you have been called, if you've received a visit from Jesus himself, telling him to round the demons up, we're heading into the light. Okay? If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.